Now an inside look at the formula for building a winner. Every player in the NBA strives to be a champion. But what does it take to win it all? There are many ingredients that go into the mix, all adding up to one key meal ticket to the title: team chemistry.
Well, I think the biggest thing that you have to try and get across to your players is to try and get across the idea that group success is more important than individual accomplishments. And that's not always very easy when you're dealing with professional athletes.
I talk about sacrifice, and we all have to make sacrifices. And it's not easy on a coach either. So we do understand for the betterment of the team that we do have to make sacrifices.
If there's one word, it's probably sharing. There has to be an attitude of sharing that runs throughout a basketball team. And sharing covers a multitude of areas in basketball. It's sharing the basketball, sharing the workload, a sharing attitude of who is in the headlines every day and who's not in the headlines, and a willingness to accept that. So if they go in with that attitude and willingness to share, then you can have a very close-knit basketball team.
And that means that we've got to respect one another. If you respect each other, then when we face crises or adversity, okay, we'll get through it because we'll support one another. So that chemistry is important. You've got to like one another. You know, you've got to be willing to cover for one another. If you don't like each other, you won't do it. You know, if you're only concerned about yourself, you won't do it. So we have to have that kind of harmony.
They must not just like one another. They've got to love one another, and they've got to learn to care about each other on and off the court. If those things come into place, then we have a chance to be a winner.
To genuinely, care about, almost in an altruistic way, the well-being of your teammates and trying to make them successful. I've always used one sort of rule when it comes to being part of a team. You are either in or you're out, and there's no riding the fence. And I think once players make the commitment that they're in, then anything can happen, and most of the time it's good.
But as most coaches and general managers will tell you, team chemistry does not come easily.
It's an elusive element. Some way of bottling it would be a great attribute to be able to have and be able to sell as an asset, but everybody plays with that formula each year as you try to refine your team, and I don't know if there's any way that you can define it. Sometimes it's a hit and miss thing. You just keep plugging in pieces until they all fit.